Hi, and welcome to another episode of HandGuy Walks Through Things, the show where I, HandGuy, walk through things. This is a build I made with a little bit of help from Fred, but not very much. Mostly me. This is called the Jinhal Village. It's a little village in the Palamaar culture. Now, first, a note. Fred has another style for the Palamaar houses, and as a disclaimer, I just want to let him know. This is the style used by the poor folks that I built here. Rich folks use his style. The city folk use his style. This is the style used in the country by the poor suckers who live in the country. Don't kill me, Fred. Anyway, I built this little village over the course of the last couple of weeks. I wasn't working on it very much. But I'm pretty proud of it. Palamaar culture, they're kind of Asian influenced. Again, depending on the upload order, you may have already seen a video about how to build a Palamaar house. But if you have, who cares? I'll tell you about their culture again. You'll learn more about it in here. Anyway, let's start with this house. These are farmers. They farm. It's what they do. They spend their entire life doing it. As you may notice, there are no interior walls. If I uploaded that build video earlier, you'll know why, but I'll say it again, just in case I upload this first. They do not like interior walls. They see them as ungodly, and they think that they kind of create a disconnect between people. Having interior walls separates a family. So, no interior walls. This is your dining table. They sit on the floor, eat at low tables. This is the stove, leads out through a chimney to the roof, wood stove. This is their little shrine to the hundreds and hundreds of gods that we've made up for this fantasy world. We need to get a hobby. Oh wait, this is our hobby. This is a little writing desk, and because these are farmers, they also make food for most of the village. So here's a big heap of hay that they keep in their house for no reason at all. I have no idea why they do this. Maybe because they're idiots, but they're not really. Maybe they just like hay. They're hay fanatics. Anyway, this is the cooking place. They hang utensils on these things. Not much to see here, really. Those are shelves. Here's the farm, which I did by mixing grass blocks, coarse dirt, and tilled fields. And the crops here are mostly beetroots with some potatoes mixed in. So that's mostly what they eat. As you can see, this looks kind of unkempt. Because it is. It's hard to keep a field nicely kempt here. It's raining all the time. It's perfect weather for grass. Anyway, this house here belongs to a temple manager's and his family. Again, more of the same. Food place, food eating place, beds for the kids, for the parents, shrine, desk, light, window, wall, roof, leak, I think. I'll fix that later. Yeah, leak. Leak! Shame on you, roof, leak. Door, post, floor. You get the idea. This is dirty laundry hanging out to dry, except for the fact that it rains like 200 or 300 days out of the year here. So it doesn't get very dry. That's why the houses here have such huge eaves. It's also why melons grow so well. Over here, we have the fishy place. This is not the fishy place. This is a pile of wood. This is the fishy place. This is a dock. They go out and fish. They eat a lot of fish here. Because they live on an island. This is the Isle of Palamaar, where the people of, I think it was Palamaar, where they kind of almost evacuated to after the evil Telemnar Imperium decided to go on a genocidal campaign against them. It's very evil. We'll get more into that later. In the Lore of Kaiia video that Fred is working on, perhaps. Anyway, this is a fish drying shack. These are lumps of a great many fishes stuck together and allowed to dry in the shack. There's another house here. Now, take note, these all have different roofing styles. I did that on purpose, mostly as an exercise so I could practice with Palamaar roofs. You've got this style, the kind of T-bend that's wider. This, an elbow bend, a cross roof, and just a regular old straight roof. Just give you a bit more about who's who. These are... Where's their door? Where's their door? Oh, man, where did I hide that thing? Anyway. These are the fishers, with their eating place and their cooking place and their ceiling and their floor. Those are still the farmers. They have a big house. These are the woodcutters, with their beds and their eating place and their ceiling and their floor. And their melons. And their cut wood, because that's all they do. They just cut wood. They don't even do stuff with it. They just cut it. Now, ooh, here's something that I'm actually really proud of. The temple. This is where they worship their gods. Now, interestingly, almost all of the cultures in Kaiia, except for the Ethnians, worship the same gods. I mean, even the Ethnians really do, but they're not supposed to. They're supposed to worship their god Sultan. They don't. They hate the fellow. But they don't tell him that. They can't even get an audience with him. Anyway, they all worship the same gods, but in very, very different ways. So here, this is an ancient artifact, possibly left behind by the gods, this thing here. And I rigged up some command blocks so it does something sort of cool when you walk in. Watch. You see that? Of course you do. It's right in front of you. This is what it does is it summons a creeper here, applies invisibility to all beasts. As you can see, I am invisible right now. You can see it in the little upper right-hand corner of the screen, actually. The creeper's invisible, and then it gets struck by lightning, turning into a charged creeper. But the charged creeper particles don't turn invisible. Thus, you have a weird magic orb in a glass box. Sometimes it sticks its head out of it, and people get worried. That's why the carpets aren't too close to it. These are the carpets where people kneel and worship. And this is the huge bell that they ring at 6 in the morning to wake everyone up to come and worship. Bye-bye, creeper. Anyway, this is kind of it. I built it. Fred helped. And this is the Palamaar village. Jinhal village. I hope you liked it. Try out, and some things to take away from this. Try out fancy roofs. They always pay off except when they don't. Try out fancy walls. Use abnormal blocks. I'm using birch blocks, which are generally agreed upon to not look very good. I'm using birch blocks, and I'm using green-stained clay. Why would anyone do this? Well, because it looks really good when you do it right. So be adventurous. Try out different blocks for your walls. It often does pay off. Same thing with your roofs. And if it rains a lot, build big eaves. You gotta remember this. Don't build a building with no eaves in the jungle. Don't build a building with huge eaves in the desert. You gotta think about the location and how that works. Anyway, be sure to like and subscribe. Comment lore of Kaiia on this video or any of our others if you want some Kaiia lore. If you want Fred to do a Kaiia lore video, that is. We won't just beam it directly into your brain. Not that rich yet. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. This is HandGuy for the M.C.O.E. signing off.